we are seeing a little bit of flatness coming through on the NSC, and of course today it seems that it could be one of those big days with regards to speculation and the fact that we are waiting on those Safaricom results. With regards to what we can expect for the rest of the week, do you think that markets will be relatively muted, or do you think we're going to be seeing quite a bit of interest, particularly from those foreigners?
The past few weeks there's been little activity, but we have a litany of corporate actions underway. We have some of the banks yet to release their first quarter results. This may boost some activity. We have Barclays on the way. We also have Safaricom, that is one of the greatest movers on the stock market. What we may see here for this week is a kind of wait and see. People may want to see how these results turn out before they can take positions. But looking ahead, I think the trend of stability should persist.
We apologize there for the lack of sound at the beginning of that interview. But Robert, let's just delve into those Safaricom numbers. You're talking about stability going forward on the overall market. I mentioned a little earlier that Safaricom has in fact been trading at a discount. It's sitting on a trailing P multiple of around 10.26. Why are we seeing sudden interest in Safaricom? I mean, as I mentioned, up 1.3% on Friday.
I think looking also at that PE, the PE this time last year was about 14. So foreigners and other local investors alike see it as a cheap stock. So if it's a matter of taking positions now, would actually be the best time while it's trading sub 4 shillings. And also looking ahead at the expected results, we don't expect them to be as good as last year's. We expect a slight dip based on the competition they have been facing. So for me, really looking at 3 shillings and 95 cents, 3 shillings and 90 cents with a PE of about 10, I think it's a good buy in the short term.
With regards to its voice revenues, we know that we've seen a massive decline there. A lot of optimism has been put forward with regards to M-Pesa and the data revenues. Do you think that investors could be left a bit disappointed given the competitive environment which is growing rapidly in Kenya?
Yes, I think M-Pesa was Safaricom's trump card for a while, but looking at the industry now, we have all the competitors with their own alternative form of M-Pesa. We have Zain Kenya with the Zap service, we have Ucash for ISA, and I think mobile money transfer is not a reserve for Safaricom anymore, and if they look to keep their revenues up, they may have to be more creative. And this we have already seen in the above-the-line marketing. They have been very proactive in advertising. But all the same, I think they still have to do a lot to regain the investor confidence they once had.
Robert, what will make you sell out of the Safaricom story? I mean, given the fact that we are waiting for those numbers on Wednesday, any number that you're particularly looking out for where you say this is the time to sell out of Safaricom and look elsewhere for a telecom's exposure?
For me, Safaricom is a bit dicey because it's something that investors don't see any reason to stay in it unless you're trading massive volumes. I don't see how you would make money from Safaricom unless, again, you hold it for quite a number of years. So for me, really, I would think of stop losses. I would put my stop loss maybe at 3 shillings and 50 cents. If it hits that price, I get out quickly and maybe put my money in something else. But in the short term, I think Safaricom has shifted to being a growth stock, to being more of a speculative trading stock.
Centum also perhaps one of those speculative trading stocks as well, rallying quite extensively on Friday, up just over 2%. The announcement that Centum had bagged approximately $10 million from the sale of Cobb Acid seems to also be prompting quite a bit of buying into this company. We are expecting results on the 3rd of June. What are you expecting from this company?
With Centum, I expect, as usual, I expect very good results. Last year, they had about 9 times profit up from the previous period. Right now, they are very liquid. They sold their stake, 22% stake in Cobb Acid. So we are looking to see what they use that money for. There's a lot of prospects. They are very good when it comes to the real estate market. They do a lot in equities. So Centum, unlike Safaricom, still has a lot of room for growth. They're in a robust market. And I think the results will be good. And if I was anyone right now, I would be taking positions because I can see this share price going up.
The company says it's not going to be paying dividends until around 2014. Do you think that's going to be a deterrent? Do you think we could hear more news in terms of dividend strategy going forward?
On the contrary, I think it's going to be it's going to egg investors to come in more, because they have a non-dividend payout policy whereby they keep your dividends but they reinvest it and grow it for you. So I think for me that is actually a good move. They have done it in the past. It has worked well. They have also issued bonuses. We might see a repeat this year. And I don't think that will really deter investors from going in.
Let's touch on Barclays Bank, also trading quite actively on Friday, but ending the day flat at 66 shillings. Also expected to come out with first quarter results. What are you expecting on the banking front overall? We know that cost to income ratio definitely one of those issues. And given the fact that we've just had an interest rate hike in Kenya as well, do you think this could be a worry in terms of extending credit down to the consumer?
It could be a worry in the medium to long term, but looking at the short term, I don't think so. Also, looking at the market, the economics of the country right now, there's a lot of demand for credit. Banks get their major revenue from this. They have been doing a lot of organic growth. Looking at Barclays, they have been doing well. They have also streamlined their staff, so they are spending less on the wage costs. And also looking at the stocks maybe on the market, they're trading come split, so the demand for the stocks will remain at least until the end of this month. Going forward, I guess Barclays maybe has the task of maintaining its status as an upper tier bank, and showing shareholder value for what it does.